What's going on, guys? Right here. So today I'm going to show you what to do and what not to do when changing the bearings on your wheel. Oh, and by the way, if you would like to pick up your own Ray apparel, go over to TeeSpring. I'll leave up some annotations up here or here, or down in the description below. You'll be able to follow the link to get yourself either a hoodie, shirts, tank tops for the ladies, whatever. But if you want one, head over. Alright guys, so I've been chasing an issue with the front end of my bike. When I'm coming to a stop, when I'm slowing down, I got the clutch pulled in. I could even pop it in neutral and it does the same thing every time. But I'll be coming about 25-30 miles an hour, slowing down. I start feeling this grinding, and you can hear it too. And first thing that pops in my mind is bearings. It happens when I'm on the brake and off the brake, so I don't think it's brakes. Could be, who knows. But I'm going with bearings. I got some all balls bearings. They were $16, then with shipping came to $24, so I figure it's a cheap enough option to try to replace the bearings. But I'm going to show you what I did to screw that up. Alright guys, so the other day when I was putting the bearings in, I had my nephew here, and everything was just going so smooth. I didn't make a video on it because I seen another video that did a really good job explaining how to do it, like, you know, in your garage. So I was like, yeah, I don't need to do a video, but I'm doing a video now to maybe help prevent anybody in the future from doing what I did. So I'm pressing in the last bearing, and I tell my nephew, I'm like, man, this was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. And as I'm pressing in the final bearing, or the final seal here, I look over, and I see this. This little guy is the, like, spacer or something for the axle shaft to go through here. So, pretty much I just ruined a brand new set of bearings from All Balls. So that's why I got another set. So I'm going to just do the job over just to show you guys how to take them out and to reinstall them. Alright guys, so first thing I'm going to show you, you're going to want some blocks of wood to put down so you don't, damage up the wheel or anything. And it's also going to need some space when you're pounding the bearings out. Alright guys, so since we don't have a pro garage here, pro shop, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do it I guess the backyard mechanic way, without any kind of special tools. I mean, we're going to be using a socket for a bearing press. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and I'm going to show you what size it is, so hopefully it'll help you with this one. Alright, so we got our wheel on the blocks of wood. Now we're going to be getting the seal out first. Alright guys, so what you can do is you can use a screwdriver of your choice, but you're going to want to pop the seals out. You're going to have to pry them out first. And I just installed these the other day, so they should be relatively easy to pop out. Yep, here it comes. There we go. So that one pops out real nice and easy. And then we're going to flip it over to do the other side. And it's a shame because this was all brand new bearings and seals. But $24 doesn't seem that bad. Alright guys, and all I'm going to be using to push out these bearings is a socket extension and a hammer. So you're just going to put it down in the hole here. And you're going to have to tap, kind of go around like this. But you're going to pretty much tap it out with the hammer. And should just pop right out. Now sometimes I'm thinking maybe for older bearings they, I mean even these probably help, but if you have a torch to put some heat around here, around the hub, it'll help expand the metal and help get these out a lot easier. But I didn't even have a torch, so I'm telling you guys, this is the backyard mechanic way of doing this stuff. I can already feel it starting to fall out. You could even hear it. And it's out already. mean, granted, these are newer bearings, but man, it just sucks to have brand new all balls bearings, and I had to ruin them. All right, so we flip it over to the other side, and just repeat the process. All right, guys, now what I'm going to be doing is just taking some brake cleaner, spraying it around in the hubs just to, you know, get the grease out and all that, just in case it is contaminated. I want to get in there. All right, so now we're going to have our new all balls, and we're going to take it out and start installing now. All right, first bearing, you're going to want to put a little grease on there, a little bearing grease around the edge to help seat it in there. Now the majority of this grease is probably just going to be pushed out, but that is not a big deal. Alright. So now what you're going to do is just drop it in as centered as you can. Mine already kind of like, wow, it already kind of went in like halfway. Alright, wipe off some excess grease here. So yeah, it's already like halfway in. So what size is this here? You know what, it doesn't even say. Oh, 30 millimeter. This is a 30 millimeter socket. And what I did is I took the bearings and I found the one that fit the closest as far as going in here, like this, and this one fit like perfect. So you're just gonna put it right there, line it up, and then just start trying to go a little evenly. Then sometimes you might have to go around the edges, but go as even to the center as you can. And see, now it's starting to seat in the hub. Alright, so now you're going to take a seal out of the package, and these seals do come dry, so you're going to want to put grease on the inside of here, and then of course, and then the spring side is going to go inward. Just a little bit of grease in here, right in the middle there. It wouldn't hurt to put some around the inside too. And then with this, you really just need to press it in. It shouldn't take any kind of tool to push these in. You're just going to make it flush with the hub. Alright, so now you're done with one side. Alright, so now let's flip it over. This time, I will remember the inner shaft. So let's spray this down with some brake clean just to make sure it doesn't have any contaminants on it. So we're going to drop that in there now, just like that. It's really not going to matter a whole lot if it's centered or not, because it really can't stay centered. So we're just going to leave it like that, and then get the new bearing, get a fresh bearing out of the package. We have our socket, put it on there as even as you can. Get some nice couple taps in there. Try to do it with this hand so you can actually see it kind of fall into place. See, nice and slow, nice and easy. And you can see it just falling right into place. And you hear that sound difference? Alright, so now we're all good there. And so now we'll get the final seal in here. Again, put a little grease on the inside. And then just gently press it in. Alright guys, let's just spray down the rotor now with some brake clean, just to make sure, you know, any grease that you might have had on your fingers, you know, will not affect your braking. Clean rag, wipe it down. I already did the other side, so should be good there. Alright, now to install the wheel. Alright guys, so now with the axle shaft, you're going to want to put just a little bit of grease on the shaft. And actually, what's going to happen is when you go to put the shaft in, a lot of grease is actually going to come off, because it's going to be a little bit of a tight fit. Alright guys, I just went to wash my hands because now I'm going to be dealing with the brake system, the pads. I didn't want to have any grease anywhere near the pads or the rotor when I'm trying to insert the wheel back in here. So, you know, you just want to make sure you get your safety first. You know, clean off your hands really well. Put a pair of gloves on or something just to make sure you don't have any grease getting in this braking system. Alright, now you're going to want to make sure you get your wheel spacers, clean them off, and then insert them in here. Both sides. Now, aligning the rotor with the pads. And that actually went a lot easier than I thought it was going to go. Alright, so now we're all good there. Now we just need to push that up into place. Move it up. Alright, so now we can... So now, let me move this over here. Alright, so now we're going to put the axle shaft in, and it should be a pretty straight shot. We'd have to adjust it a bit. There we go. And she's in. Now you're going to want to torque it down to spec, but what we're going to do first is just tighten her down. Alright, so now it's just snug. Alright, let's go grab the torque wrench and see what we got. Alright guys, so now we have an old school torque wrench here. Check this thing out. This is like an old school needle torque wrench. And a while back when I changed the wheels on this thing, or the tires, I torqued it down to spec, which is 38 foot-pounds of torque for the front axle nut. I think that might have caused some damage because of using this old thing. Because I took one of the guys at work let me borrow his Snap-on $600 electronic torque wrench, and the thing when you loosen it, it tells you like what it's torqued at when it loosens, and it was at like 47 pounds. So 10 extra pounds. I don't know if that would actually damage it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna go to 38 pounds on here because, as you can see, it's not even like at zero. So I'm gonna just, instead of doing 38 pounds, I might just do 30 on here, and see what happens. I mean, it's gonna be tight enough, but until I can get to work and get his torque wrench again, just to make sure. But 30 pounds on here, I'm gonna go with. If you have an accurate torque wrench, follow the specs. Don't go by what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I think happened last time. I don't want to happen again. So I'm going to torque it down less according to this until I can actually borrow a very, very exact torque wrench. Alright guys, we are going to go on a little bit of a dark test run, if you will. Just to see how she's gonna fare now. Ooh, that M4 though. Oh, one thing guys, before you make your first run, after either taking the front or rear tire off, squeeze the brakes just to make sure you got the pads all the way back in. Alright, I'm still rolling. Tire hasn't fallen off or anything. I think we're good. We're pretty good. Alright, let's test. Yep, I got brakes. Alright. Alright. Damn. Well, it wasn't the bearing, guys. It was not the bearing. Why? Alright, when we come up to a stop here, I'm gonna
I'm gonna be really quiet, and I'm gonna put the camera down there and the mic, so hopefully it can pick up the sound that it's making. I don't know if you can guys hear that at all, but alright, let's try it again up here. Alright, I'm gonna pull in and I'm gonna put in neutral. I'm gonna coast. I don't know if you guys could hear that at all. I'm just so frustrated now. I thought for sure it was the bearing making that noise. And it sounds like it's coming from the front. And I'm telling you, it happens when I'm on the brake and off the brake. I don't know, guys, I'm stumped. I am just absolutely stumped. But who knows? You know what? This noise might just be, it just might be whatever. It might just be part of the bike, and I'm just now starting to hear it for some reason. That is just so aggravating. Well, at least I know I could do wheel bearing replacement without the wheel falling off or anything. Well, guys, if you have any ideas, drop it down in the comments below. I just have a feeling I'm going to be chasing this now for a little while. You know, my buddy Matt said that he thinks it could be a chain. My buddy Chris said it could be a hung up caliper. But I think we've ruled out the bearing, because we just replaced the bearing and it still does it. But what else would be causing the vibration up through the handlebars? And you can, it's like I could hear it coming from the front end of that, like, grinding. You know, I really hope the video picks up that volume of the grinding noise that it makes. But I'm so frustrated now, guys. And the other reason that I thought it was the bearing is at cruising speed at, like, you know, 55 or 60, there is a hum. I don't know, I'll have to get it up to 55 or 60 with the new bearing and see if, you know. So aggravating. Just so aggravating. I don't know. Well, guys, until the next video, I hope this little bearing tutorial helped you guys, for us garage mechanics without any kind of special tools. But until next video, guys, I love you. Get out here and ride. Ride safe, especially at night. A lot of these cagers don't seem to see us motorcycles, especially at night, even with all of our lights and reflective tape and everything. So get out here and ride, guys. I love you. Be safe. Have a great day. Blinker on for safety. Bye-bye.